proceeding to the live demo, I will just very quickly go through the modeling approach we follow in E-Tool LCD, which is the E-Tool LCD templates. The software supports two different approaches. The first one is the material by material approach, which is the basis for the majority of the available LCA software out there. And then we have the BIM approach, where you model an element in an element by element approach, which is the one that we basically recommend because it reduces the modeling time and it makes the whole LCA methodology much easier and easier to adapt in general. So in this approach, all materials are embedded within an element, which in E-Tool LCD we call a template. And for those familiar with Revit, you can imagine of a template as a Revit family type with all the information stored within it, which in this case is material quantities and other relevant information for LCA. These templates can be modeled in various functional units like square meters, cubic meters, linear meters are the more obvious ones, and you can use pretty much anything else you would like. It could be even a household, a building, or anything else, anything that is relevant to your study, really. A big advantage of this approach is that you end up with a very high level of detail in your modeling without having to model all materials one by one. So in this template, for example, by simply getting the total area of this wall, I could model all its materials, including things like paint, brackets, fasteners, etc. And once you have created a template like this, it's stored in your library together with the other public templates, and it's there for you to use it again and again in your next projects. Furthermore, this approach allows for more accurate estimation of the construction or Module A5 impacts. This is not quite specific to the BRIAM workflow, but I'm just mentioning because these kind of impacts are included in other methodologies. So because these impacts are not modeled based on the element, because they're not modeled in the material itself, but they're modeled based on the element and the construction method followed, you can estimate them quite more accurately. So by including all this information in individual elements, we end up with what we call an E-Tool LCD template. And you can then duplicate your templates to make small adjustments, create other new templates, and this way develop your very own template library, really. This is a very useful feature, and the more you actually develop your library, the more you benefit from it because you won't have to create new templates in your future projects. And to take it a bit further, if you wish to use our Revit plugin, you can develop one template for each Revit family and facilitate instant mapping when loading your models in E-Tool LCD. And most importantly, not really care about the level of detail of your model, because it's quite often that we see, especially in the early stages, Revit models that have generic materials within the wall elements, floor elements. It's not uncommon to see just a placeholder material or a white paint material in the entire build-up of the wall. Of course, a template can consist of other nested templates, which can consist of other nested templates, and so on, which makes the development of new templates quite easy and gives you more flexibility, and create a template pretty much for anything from single materials to whole buildings or systems, and incorporate your own formulas to estimate the operational energy, for example, and water impacts at the same time. And this variety of uses of the E-Tool templates is that allows it to use in the various stages of the design, from the brief stage, really, by using generic templates to model a benchmark or set a target within a few minutes. While in this stage, no drawings are probably there or models, to the more detailed phases of the design, where you can start with your benchmark and improve it as the design progresses through our recommendations workflow, which we'll also check in the demonstration in a bit. Yeah, this is where BRIAMAT 1.1 credits sit, by the way. And yeah, we have the product level analysis sometime prior to the construction, where you can actually use EPDs to inform product specifications. And finally, the as-built audit, where you can assess the building in a high level of detail to inform the client and the design team on the environmental gains you achieved throughout the whole LCA process.